Dares in Hudson and Halls.
Good evening and welcome to the show.
Hello
welcome
to
to our
everybody
audience
here.
and also the audience at home. Our guest for you today is Ray, Alan and Lord Charles.
Frightfully posh. And for them and for you, we're going to cook specially roast chicken in a Chinese style, chicken breast with a curry and mango sauce, and to finish off, light cheese and melon balls in ginger wine and topped with champagne.
The chicken, which is the first piece, is probably one of the easiest dishes you could ever do because once you put it together, there's very little else to do with it, but you get a really lovely flavour.
Okay, great. Now, firstly, before we start this, I've folded now, I just want to show you that very large sheet of tin foil which we've folded in half or doubled over.
Now, it looks rather luxurious, but the reason for this is because we have to completely enclose the chicken once it goes into here. And the thing is that if we don't,
the end?
there's the the other end.
Oh, would you know it?
We'll cut it. We have to enclose the chicken completely because although we cook it in the oven, it actually sort of virtually steams. Anyway, we need for that an orange because it's chicken with orange. So just cut off the ends like so, and then cut it into fairly thick slices. You don't have to be that delicate
Now
with
that's the lovely chicken, a lovely plump one. I've tucked the wings under and I've tied the legs together like that because we're not stuffing this bird. And if you don't tie them together like that, with the heat, the legs open and it tends to split all the breast and the skin, and then all the juices, the natural juices of the chicken leak out and it spoils the whole taste of it. So do tie this up, just simply, just with a bow knot like that.
Cut the chicken in half. I'll put it that way, Pete. It looks more elegant.
No, don't do I.
Place these halves of orange around the chicken like this, and a few on it. Now those two little end bits, we don't waste those either, because to give it extra flavour, you can pop it up his little doofer. Because it'll get, well, it gets, you know, it gets flavour inside as well. Yeah, it steams from within.
Now, I'm just going to make a sauce that's going over this, and I've got a jug of hot water here, or vessel, and I'm heating a spoon, because if you're dealing out honey, or doling out honey, if you have a hot spoon, it slips off the spoon more easily. So I just want 3 tablespoons of honey. You see how quickly that goes? Beautiful honey, this is. Cow meadow or something it's called, isn't it?
Cow meadow?
Well, I think it's, well, it's not clover. It's not clover, that's what I meant.
Cow meadow.
So it's 3 tablespoons of honey, and 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce go into this. Oh, into it, not on it. Oh, my evening shirt's going to go for Burton tonight, I can tell you.
Well, you've got more to come later, I know that. But
and then just give this a good mix round. I'll do it with the brush, actually. Put that back, mix this round relatively well like that, and then paint this well all over the chicken. And make sure you get down into the wings here, into the crevices. If David hadn't done this, the oranges already, I would have lifted the bird up and actually painted underneath as well. And then the rest of it, just pour over and round it. So that's just honey and soy sauce.
Now, a little bit of pepper, not a lot on this at this stage, because you can always add it when at table, and a little bit of salt. But again, not a lot. They're watching, Pete, they're concentrating.
Oh, are they?
A little bit of salt, but not too much, because remember, soy sauce is salty.
Oh, beg your pardon.
And then before that, we've got here, it's a spice. It's a mixture of very aromatic spices, and it's called Chinese 5 spices. Very pungent.
What are they?
Now, I don't know. All you need...
You don't know.
Well, I don't make it, I just buy it.
Exactly, got it right.
Got it? Get all that? Written that down? Glad you can take it all
on.
down. Just sprinkle about a 1/4 teaspoon of that over the top because that really gives it a most delicious flavour.
And then finally, with some butter here, because don't forget, we haven't fatted this bird at all. That's only the honey and the soy. Just put some butter on the top of this just to keep it moist. As David said, really, we're roasting it, but in actual fact, it's virtually steamed.
Now, when you wrap this up, you can, instead of butter, put on there some peanut oil and a touch of sesame oil to enhance the flavour instead of butter, or even a little bit of margarine. But make sure you really tuck this up and seal it very tightly so that it keeps the steaming once it's cooking. Now, when we take that to the oven, we've already got one in the oven there. And this cooks at a very high heat, first of all, at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, or at 230 Celsius, or gas mark 8, in the middle of the oven, or slightly lower, you know, a little bit higher than the middle of the oven, so you get a good heat for 10 minutes. Then you lower the heat down to 350 Fahrenheit, 175 Celsius, or gas mark 4, and cook it for an hour and a half. Now what that actually does is makes a lovely juice inside there, and later on we'll use that juice that's in that cooked chicken, or the one that's cooking, to make a delicious sauce after it's cooked.
Right, now I've cleaned up your mess.
All
You
right.
could just wipe that little bit up there. Now we said earlier that we have a guest with us today, a man that's well known all around the world, and he's actually the father of somebody that you know very well, but we'd like you to meet the father first. Very charming man, Ray Allen.
Can I ask you something? I was reading about you because we've seen you in New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah,
on and
I'm
off
sorry
over the
about
years.
that.
Yeah, we enjoy it. But the thing I was going to ask
They're all
you were a
curious.
script writer, weren't you?
Yes, I wrote a lot of shows, actually. It's very interesting. I wrote a lot of 26 episodes of a program called Bootsy and Snudge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wrote some Hancocks and I wrote some other shows, but the one that I wrote that was my biggest thrill was an American program, half hour, which they hadn't got a star for, and when they eventually got him, he was a young actor from New York called George C. Scott.
Oh,
So that was my big thrill. That was for a drama, though. It wasn't for a comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guest tonight, I'm sure everybody's wondering, is he not here yet?
Well, he should be, actually. I know there was a bit of trouble.
Actually, I say, can I get in here? Where's the silly ass that opened the door here?
Sorry, I think I better go
Does
and
he
sort
enjoy
this out.
cooking?
I've never asked him. I will do.
Oh, well,
But he
ask
sounds
him,
rather
yeah.
impatient,
I will
actually.
ask him.
Actually,
Yeah.
Ray, if you wouldn't mind asking him, and get him into the green room or something, and get
Yes.
him quietened down, and we'll get on with the meal,
I'll get
and
him
we'll see you
quietened
later on. Oh, right.
Oh, like that, is it? Lovely.
Now, what I'm going to do here, which is again a very simple, these are just simple ideas to show you what you can do quickly and I think very attractively. I've done here some breasts which I've taken all the skin off. Now the skin, it's important, removed any bones from it, just a plain fillet of chicken there. And I'm going to just spread onto this some curry paste. I'm using rather a hot one here because I like hot curry. My glasses have gone. I have to stick my glasses to my nose because of the heat and the gums melted, would you believe? So I'll be talking to you like this all night.
He does, they go glue, glue.
Just spread some of this on. If you haven't got curry paste, just do a light dusting of curry. But this is a dish you can regulate to your own wishes and wants.
Do you have it on both sides?
No, I'm not bothering, actually. And keep to your own corner. Now, I've put in... Oh, just take that out of the way so as you can see. I've got in here some oil and some butter. And the reason for the oil and butter combination is if you've got clarified butter or can be bothered making it, use that instead. But if you combine oil and butter together, you can raise the temperature of the butter to a higher heat before it starts to burn. So you can get lovely golden cooking. Whereas if you use straight butter, you'd have it burnt before you got there. I know what I mean. So what I'm going to do with these breasts at this juncture is just put them into this pan, just start it off gently and then bring it up to a good medium sort of saute, and they're going to saute in that pan there just as they are for about 15 minutes, and I'll turn them several times. And the paste, I didn't do both sides because the paste when I turn it will actually go into the butter and oil during the cooking. Thank you.
Now we'll do another part for that dish that Peter's got. I've got here a can of mangoes in light syrup. Sliced mangoes in light syrup. What was that you dropped? The
Nothing.
chicken?
My teeth.
That wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, you put a tin, about 450 gram tin of mangoes, slices, as you can see there, and in their syrup as well, because they just heat through. You don't have to boil them, but just heat them through. I've got them on a fairly high gas at the moment. And then again, we have one of these other powders, shall we say, which are very good. This one is actually garam masala, which you use in a lot of cooking for curries, etc. You add it usually at the last. So put in about half a teaspoon, or I'll go really half a teaspoon of garam masala, and just stir that gently and let those just heat through, and that garam masala will go right through into those mango slices, which we'll serve with the chicken breast later on.
Now, I've just turned those over now, and as I say, that paste is coming off. You may not be able to see the colour, but it's starting to colour that butter. I'll turn them again twice before they're finished, but I'm just going to leave those quietly to mind their own business until they're a nice golden brown. said earlier, we welcomed Ray Allen to the show. We now would like to welcome him properly to you all, and he has a wonderful friend with him, which obviously you all know, Lord Charles.
Thank you. Yes, I'm sorry I was late.
You were late.
So was I. Right, so. It was that car park attendant chap there.
What's the matter?
When I pulled up, he said, "You can't park here." I said, "Don't get excited, car park attendant chap there. I'll park over there." He said, "You can't park there either." I said, "Well, Danny, where can I put it?" He's a vulgar fella, that car park attendant chap there. But I'm glad I'm here because, you see, where was I?
No idea.
I must have been somewhere. I've got shoes on. Look at that.
Have you been drinking?
So have I.
Are you feeling all right?
There's a newt.
What's the matter with you? Why do you drink so much? For heaven's sake, don't you know that alcohol is a slow poison?
I'm in no hurry. Now, what's the name of these two? I know what they're here. Who are they? Selling houses or something?
No. Selling houses?
Yes.
Hudson and Halls.
Yes. Estate agents, are they?
They're cooking.
Are they?
Yes.
Ah, yes. That's it, you see.
From New Zealand.
From New Zealand?
Yes.
You mean they've come all the way from New Zealand to Manchester?
Yes.
What do they come for, the weather?
No, they've come to do a series of programs about cooking. It's fascinating.
Well, yes, I mean, the New Zealand, eh?
Yes.
I say, yes, that's the part of Australia, isn't it?
Not exactly.
But it is nice of them. Do you know, I did a bit of that.
What?
Cooking.
Did you?
Good Lord, yes.
Well, what did you cook?
So did I.
You did what?
The cognac pudding.
Cognac pudding.
Yes, cognac, not to be confused with Conrad Veidt. He was an actor. This is cognac pudding.
How do you make that?
So you may ask, I did. Shall I tell you? Yes, I tell you. Cognac pudding is very, very nice. You get a glass, a large glass, a very large glass. You fill it with cognac. Now, not your rubbish you get in the supermarkets, the real stuff. And then you fill the glass with this lovely cognac. Then you get one of those nasty little white dishes, and you put some flour on the side, put some water and egg on it, and mix it up, and it becomes a horrible gooey mess. You roll it out and put it in this dish, and it looks quite revolting. So to cover it up and disguise it, you put some stewed apple in it, and that looks even worse. The shock to the eyes is so great you need a little sip of the cognac. You then look and it doesn't look any better. So to try and add colour to it, you put some stewed rhubarb on top of the apple. And that looks a damn sight worse. So what you do is you pick the lot up, throw the whole dish and all the rubbish, rhubarb and apple, throw it in the bin, and drink the cognac. By Jove, yes. And that is cognac pudding. Do you think they'd like the recipe?
I'm sure they'd love it, yes, I'm sure they would.
Actually, we thought we'd do a dessert which you might enjoy, really. What we did, we got some melon and just put it into, just boiled the melon. And if you haven't got a melon baller, it doesn't really matter because you can always just do it with, cut it up into cubes. The taste is still the same. And these are lychees, a can of lychees which we had. You just drain those, mix the two together. Now, what you add to that now is something which you would all know about, and that's ginger wine. You just pour some of that over, and then you cover it with some of that, just mix it around a little bit so that ginger wine gets imbued into the melon and the lychees. And just cover that over with some film. Oh, Oh, that's another programme. And then just put that like that, and then put it in the fridge for at least an hour. And every now and again when you go by, let's see if the ads are true, you just shake it up and down like that so that you get it imbued with the lovely ginger ale. So just keep that in the fridge until it goes nice and cold.
Thank you, David. Now, I've got my breast here sauteing nicely on the side here. I've just broken an egg and some egg white, I should say, into here, and just beaten it to it with a fork until it's lightly fluffy like that, or aerated. Got some caster sugar, and I'm just going to frost some fruit. Now, this is going to be decoration when we come to the I've thrown the scissors away. That'll teach me, won't it? I don't know where I threw them. Just pop these into the egg white like this, and then hold them over the... I can't pick them up now. And dust them with caster sugar like this. Put them out like this to dry. It's very simple. It makes... You can do this with apples, plums, whatever. But in this instance, we want small grapes, which we're going to hang on the side of the dessert when you see it all put together at the end. If you put those in a drying cupboard or something like that, they'll come out really nicely frosted like that, which is, you know, it's just something different, harmless, but very nice, and you can eat them afterwards.
Now here's the chicken that we've had in the oven for an hour and a half.
Handy, that
and remember, it is very, very hot, so do be careful when you're doing this, and also be careful when you open it up, because the steam that might come out, or should come out, can have a tendency to burn you. There you are. Very hot. I tell you, it is really hot. Now, what I want to do is get a plate, and I'll put this chicken, if I can, out of here first. We don't need any of the things that were inside it. So just pop the chicken. As you can see, it's really steamed rather than baked. There's the chicken there. Just browned a little bit. Now, very carefully with this, take the juice that's left in this pan, or you won't be able to see it, and I'm not going to tilt it because I'm not burning myself for anybody. Put it into a hot pan, but you don't need all those orange slices. Now, I heated that pan specially. You wouldn't necessarily do that at home, but I did that because I want to reduce them slightly. And then we add to it about half a cup of orange juice. I haven't got squeezers, so I'll just do this. I mean, hands were made before squeezers, weren't they? Yes, they all say. Well, you're all born with little things on your hand that you went like that, I suppose.
Is that cooked?
Yep, beautifully. Half a cup of
Looks
orange
raw.
juice. Shut your mouth, Peter, and get on with your own. It'll probably be black. Oh, every week he interferes. I mean, you think he was going to do the show on your own. You don't need me.
How true.
2 tablespoons of light soy sauce go into that orange juice, and also 2 teaspoons of corn flour mixed together with a little water. Just pour that all together like that. Mix that together, and then into this sauce here. Now let that boil and thicken slightly, because what you want to do when that has come up to the boil and thicken, I'll turn it up, you then add to it some Grand Marnier or any orange flavoured liqueur. Now we buy little miniatures. You need about 3 tablespoons of this to go into this beautiful sauce. And what it really does is just adds the extra orange taste to it, because after all it is orange style Chinese chicken.
Where's Ray?
Here, Ray?
Yes.
Would you mind?
Kommen Sie hier, bitte.
Kommen Sie hier.
Could you please help
Yes.
me with this dessert? I want to put it together. If you wouldn't mind, in the fridge I've got some glasses there, a couple of glasses and a bowl of melon balls. Those glasses,
yeah,
please,
yeah.
if you wouldn't mind putting them up.
Yeah, pretty, aren't they?
And there's a bowl of... Doesn't it look nice? What
Yeah.
I've done here is frosted the glasses, and again, while you're frosting the fruit, just put a glass into egg white like that, into caster sugar like that, and you come up with that result. It just makes glasses look a little prettier than normal. So, Ray, what I'd like you to do... Oh, I'll get your spoon. Of course, it'd be handy, wouldn't it? And now, these are the melon balls and light. What are you two up to?
I think I
You
just
and Lord-
passed him a piece of paper,
Lord
that's all.
Charles being difficult, and so are you. This is light cheese and
Yes.
melon balls soaked in the ginger wine, which I'd like you to fill those up, and I'll open some champagne.
Right. I'm glad you moved away. I was going to put my hand up your back.
Fortunately, I'm hard of hearing. I don't hear that.
You get a shock.
What was that?
I'll tell you after.
Oh, I didn't have to bother about
by
that.
Jove, what a lovely
Oh, a little
sound.
more ginger.
A little further. I'll take
I
the notice.
mustn't be rude, can
No,
I?
no, no.
You see, it looks colourful, doesn't it? And then you just take a little of this champagne, or not a little,
Yes.
And just pour it in slowly till it settles down and comes up. But it's like a very lavish parfait.
What?
A lavish like a lavish perfect. Now that's that. Now the grapes that I frosted originally here, the idea of these then just for a little bit of, I bet these are not going to, they're going to fall. I knew you would fall that way. Could you fall that way? Just put those on the side of the glass like that, and it just makes an attractive dessert. Ray, would you mind? Would you take one of those desserts into him? And some champagne.
Oh.
Take one of those and that. And we'll come and join you in the dining room in a few minutes.
You sure?
Keeps
Thank
him
you.
quiet. Keeps him quiet.
Come
Thank you,
along
Ray.
this way.
Very
Come
good of
along.
you.
All I have to do here is put the gas back on, put in the 3 tablespoons of liqueur, as I said. Now, you trust me on that. That is about 3 tablespoons, I can assure you. A dead one. Just simmer that round for a few seconds. It doesn't take long. The reason we put it in last is because if you put it in too early, you burn it all off and you don't get that lovely flavour. And then just pour that over the chicken like so. And as you can see, that really is a delicious sauce, and it just takes an ordinary chicken into something a little bit different and something really tasty. So when you do it yourself at home, people come in, they go, ew. Over to you, Peter, to finish
Now,
yours off.
I've just here, I'll just turn my gas off. These chickens have come up now, as you can see there. The curry has come off and coated these on both sides without help from him. I've got a little nest here of basmati rice. I love saying it apart from the rice itself. It's so beautiful. It's a very aromatic, very fragrant rice. And I'm just using a bit of this because this is very rich. And we've just got here, I'd have chopped these up a fraction myself, actually.
Naturally.
This is just the mangoes that David poached off like that with a little of their liquor. And just pour a little over that. As I say before, I know I'm boring you silly, but don't swamp dishes with sauce. It really does ruin
good
them.
enough to eat.
So, damn well should be.
But
So
let's
there
take it
again
in.
is a very simple dish that's going to take about 15 minutes.
After
I'm
you.
hungry. Oh, what a funny looking chalk.
Oh,
Here we are.
hello.
Oh, good evening,
Hello,
Lord.
your
How are
lordship.
you?
Oh, lovely
How
to
are
see
you?
you.
It's frightfully nice to
Tell
see
me,
you as
are
well.
you him or the other one?
I'm the other one.
Oh, you're the other one.
Yes.
You must be him.
Are you seeing double, your lordship?
Yes, I hope so. Any minute now.
Oh, yes, do help.
Ray,
Ray,
would
a
you-
little champagne.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
By Jove, that's lively, isn't it?
is,
It's
isn't it?
lovely, that,
Very
isn't it?
lively
Beautiful.
one, that,
Looks
isn't it?
absolutely lovely.
Yeah, it's
the whole
lovely.
thing does. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yes, it does, yes.
Peter?
Thank
I
you,
was
David.
just
Very
thinking,
kind.
I
Excuse
say-
me reaching across Ray
I
like
do
that.
know,
It's very
I
rude.
must say, you chaps, you really are decent. You're really come over here and the old shambles and all that sort of thing.
I think it's lovely of them.
So do I.
Absolutely first
It
class.
is, it's excellent.
First class,
Let me
yes.
have another
Lordship.
bit, Peter.
Oh, yes,
I'd like
I'm
to
so
just
sorry.
top it up.
Just a minute,
I'll just top it up for you, Ray. Sorry about
yes,
that.
now just
Oh,
a
it's an
minute. Excuse
excellent
me.
year. Excellent year.
Excuse
Lovely,
me,
lovely.
colonial
Ray,
chat is, excuse me.
I'm so sorry. You're saying
I was just saying.
Where's mine?
What
Where's
about,
mine?
here's the
Ray,
chicken.
you're very good health.
Yes, here's the chicken that we did, the Chinese chicken, with the lovely glazed sauce and orange liqueur in it. That's
Yes.
absolutely superb. What have you
Now
got,
we've done
Peter?
here, this is the chicken with the curry
Yes.
and the mangoes, very simply
And
done
the
there.
champagne is not
And then we've done here the
yeah.
dessert with the
Dessert with the
Melon
champagne.
balls and champagne.
lettuce
Yes.
and the
Champagne,
ginger.
you've got
And so it
champagne
comes
in
out
it.
as a very attractive meal.
And, oh, this is absolutely, this is very
I
nice.
hope you enjoy this
Lovely,
meal,
I
my
like
lord.
it.
I
Super,
do hope
yes,
you
Good
I-
enjoy it.
health,
Where
Ray.
the,
Thank you
where
very
the
much.
hell's the champagne,
And
you silly
here,
ass?
here,
To
good
you,
health.
oh, good
haven't
health. I'm
got
so
any.
sorry, David.
It's lovely
And
here.
to you, Lord
I wish
Charles.
I
We'd
could
like
get
to
you to
say-
And to
butt
our
me
audience
there.
here,
Audience here and
everybody
audience
at
at
home.
home.
Yes, lovely
God
to see
bless
See
you.
you all
We'll see you
next
very
week, we
soon.
hope.
I'll
God bless.
get you to butt
It's
me
excellent.
I
there.
think
I really like it.
How dare you come here? Oh,
It's
yeah.
up there.
I know.
Beautiful. It's a lovely one, this, isn't it?
Beautiful. I think so.
I hope you're not going to drink that and do the alphabet, are you?
Actually, the chicken's rather nice. I just have a bit of the chicken.
Beautiful. Oh, I like something to eat with it. Oh, you haven't got a glass.
No, I haven't got a glass.
Oh, what a shame.
You
We
silly
quite
ass, there's no
apologise.
glass.
Our manners must be
Could we have a
slipping.
glass for his lordship, please?
Yes, the glass for his lordship.
There'll be a glass.
Glass
There's
for
no
his
one there.
lordship.
Glass for his
I
lordship.
want a glass.
All right, all right.
Rightfully
I mean,
so.
You silly ass, I want a glass.
Terribly, don't get so upset, your lordship.
it'll do you good to stay without a bit of...